Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Gina Safira from Class C, 3rd semester in English Education Department, IAIN Syekh Nurjati, Cirebon. In this video, I'm going to discuss about Islamic education thought of Ibnu Khaldun. There are three main topics that I want to discuss, so let's start with the first one. The first is biography of Ibnu Khaldun. His real name is Abdurrahman, while his surname is Abu Zaid and his title is Waliuddin. He is known by Ibnu Khaldun. Ibnu Khaldun was born in Tunisia at the beginning of Ramadan 732 Hijriah. He came from prominent family where his paternal lineage was expert in politics, except for his father, who was more intense in education. Therefore, Ibnu Khaldun's first teacher was his own father. On the 26th of Ramadan, 808 Hijriah, Ibnu Khaldun died suddenly at the age of 76 years. And at that time, he was still worked as a judge. He was buried in a cemetery at Harij Babu Nasr in Ridho, which is now called the Abbasiyah. The cemetery was only reserved for Sufis, as Ibnu Khaldun was a member of the Sufi Council. Ibnu Khaldun spent his period of education in Tunisia for 18 years. Ibnu Khaldun started his education by reading and memorizing Al-Quran. The religious knowledge he studied included Arabic with its literature, Al-Quran with its interpretation, Hadith with its knowledge about Tawhid and jurisprudence. Among his many teachers, there are two teachers who have a big influence. There are Abnu Muhaimin Ibnu Abdul Muhaimin al-Hadrami, or the Imam of Hadith expert and Nahwu in Morocco, and Abdul Abdillah Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Abili, who taught philosophy, theology, logic, natural science, math, and astronomy. In 749 Hijriah, Tunisia was hit by a terrible plague. As a result, when he was 18 years old, Ibnu Khaldun lost his parents and some of his teachers. Finally, in 1354, Ibnu Khaldun participated in the migration following most of the scholars and writers who had survived, and had already moved to Fez in Morocco in 1349. During his education in Morocco, Ibnu Khaldun was actively involved in scientific activities and produced several small works until his most phenomenal works. Ibnu Khaldun was involved in politics for 32 years. He starts working at 17 years old as a secretary. He was also jailed because he was considered a traitor. He was slandered for carrying out legal reform, and he was fired from his position at that time. If we summarize, Muhammad Qasim summarized the position he held consecutively according to the government in which he served as like this. After that, Ibnu Khaldun decided to stay away from the political stage and went to exile. Then Ibnu Khaldun spent his time for writing. The second topic that I want to discuss is about Ibnu Khaldun works. The works of Ibnu Khaldun that have been discussed by many scholars until now are Al-Ibar, Muqaddimah, and Al-Ta'rif. Actually, the Muqaddimah and Al-Ta'rif books are part of the book Al-Ibar, which consists of 7 volumes. Muqaddimah is an introduction to to Al-Ibar and Al-Ta'rif is the closing part. So, Muqaddimah is the first part of the book Al-Ibar, which discusses society and its symptoms. This work is known as the monumental work of Ibn Khaldun. Ibn Khaldun finished writing the amazing Muqaddimah book in just 5 months at Salamah Fort in the middle of 779 Hijriah. Then revised and polished the cover and completed with various history of the nations. Western critics place the Muqaddimah book among the highest and most valuable products of human thought because it forms the basic views of modern historians. The main point of discussion in the Muqaddimah book are divided into 6 chapters. The second book are Al-Ibar. Al-Ibar is the main work for Ibn Khaldun, which consists volumes 2 to 5. Al-Ibar was completed by Ibn Khaldun while living in Qolah, Ibn Salamah, the area of Aljazair. He started a new life amidst the silence of the desert by spending 4 years and concentrating on writing Al-Ibar, as well-known socio-historical work. This second book, which consists of 4 volumes, describes the history of the Arab nation, its generation and dynasties, including the famous nations since the birth of Ibn Khaldun. The third book, Al-Ta'rif, which consists of 2 volumes, contains the history of barbarians and the tribes that include them. Furthermore, Ibn Khaldun also discussed the history of the dynasty that existed in his time, such as the Bani Hafiz, the Bani Abdul Wad, and the Bani Maryin dynasty. The last discussion of this book is about Ibn Khaldun, who talks about himself. He finished writing this book at the beginning of 797 Hijriah. This book was then revised and equipped with new things until the end of 808 Hijriah, a few months before he died. Now the last topic is Ibn Khaldun thought. As the father of sociology and philosophy of history, Ibn Khaldun is the only pragmatic instrumental Islamic figure. From the Muqaddimah book, there are several formulations of Ibn Khaldun's thought related to Islamic education as follows. First, human nature. It is written in the Muqaddimah book that Ibn Khaldun also stated about the nature of human being, which can be seen from 3 points of view, namely, human as a thinking creature, dimension of human personality, which means the spirit, soul, and body are unity that influence each other in human personality, and humans as the Khalifah of Allah fi al-ard, individual and social creatures. Second, Islamic education goals. In terms of personality structure, Islamic education aims to develop optimal physical and spiritual potential. In terms of character as a social being, Islamic education aims to educate humans to be able to live in a good society, to build an advanced, civilized society. In terms of its function and role as a servant of Allah and His Khalifah on earth, Islamic education aims to educate humans to be able to carry out activities that are of worship value as well as to carry out the mandate. From these 3 points of view, it can be seen that the formulation of the goals of Islamic education by Ibn Khaldun is in accordance with the basic principles of the goals of Islamic education. Third, curriculum. Ibn Khaldun explained that the main material that must be in the Islamic education curriculum includes al-ulum al-naqliyah, or narrative knowledge, al-ulum al-aqliyah or rational knowledge, and science related to Arabic. Fourth, teaching methods. There are several methods of Ibn Khaldun's education which can be formulated from the Muqaddimah book. There are memorization, dialogue, tour guides, exemplary, repetition or al-tikrar, and gradual or al-tadrij, and learning the Al-Quran. Well, I think it's enough for this video. I hope you can learn something from this. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.